Hey YouTubers, Christopher Wanamaker here doing an updated home preparedness and readiness advice YouTube video. This is an update to my last version that I did last summer in I believe June of 2023. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to go over a little bit of my personal knowledge and experience of both being in the military for 13 years as a E5 supply sergeant for 9 of 13 years, 3 deployments under my belt, a year in Baghdad, Iraq with a field artillery battery, a year in eastern Afghanistan with the aviation maintenance unit that worked on Black Hawk helicopters, and then a 3-month humanitarian mission to Liberia, Africa, helping out with the Ebola outbreak end of 2014, beginning of 2015. It was supposed to be a 9-month deployment, got cut short. They sent way too many engineers, so from the higher up, half my unit was there for 3 months, including me. The other half was there for 6 months. And I worked with FEMA and Red Cross representatives in Liberia, Africa, and so that's when I began my process of being passionate and really into emergency preparedness management, like FEMA, Red Cross kind of a stuff. And so my logistical knowledge, and then deploying to Liberia, Africa, working with FEMA and Red Cross representatives, and then in September 2016 I got out of the military, and then a couple months later, beginning of 2017, I started my first semester of community college in Colorado Springs, and over the next 5 semesters at that community college, for 4 different classes, I did 4 different research papers on the same subject of emergency preparedness management, 2 with FEMA, 2 with the Red Cross. And so I learned a lot of amazing details when it comes to emergency preparedness management. I have a lot of knowledge, a lot of personal experience. I think the first thing that really ignited my passion for it was, I think, right around March of 2014, the Reese Witherspoon movie known as Wild, based off of a true story. I watched that, and then it got piqued my interest when it came to her life was unraveling, so she decided to grab a bunch of camping and gear and clothes, put it in a ginormous, bag, like camping, hiking backpack on her back, almost like a military rucksack, and started doing the Pacific Crescent Trail to sort of find herself and everything. And then when she gets to Oregon at a campsite, starts finding about REI, and her shoes don't fit, how she can call and order a new one and get them replaced so she's not getting blisters. And then the old guy who does barbecuing for the local hikers and everything and feeds them, and all that, was like, your bag is like 3 times your size. Pull everything out, lay it all out on the picnic table over here. I'm gonna pick up an item, and if you have you used it? Did you use it at all? How many times do you use it? How often? Let's fine tune and prune your bag to make it more realistic, so it's not putting so much weight, and you're traveling so far with so much weight, and you have all this extra gear that you don't actually really use or hardly ever use. Could you do without it? Fine tune the bag, prune the bag. So that really started getting me into the subject of emergency preparedness management, especially building of high-quality survival bug-out bags. And at the time, I was a supply sergeant for a horizontal engineering unit at Fort Carson, Colorado. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking through my barracks room, and I got a good quality sort of like a military assault camouflage backpack, and I start going through everything in my barracks room of what can I throw in there. And then I got like half of the gear that I need in a really good high quality bug out bag. Then I even go to my supply cage and I grab some glow stick chem lights, the military duct tape roll, paracord, and other things. And then I add like another 25% of what I would need in a good high quality, either 24, 48, or 72-hour bug out bag. And so then that's when I really started getting passionate about it. And right around that time, shortly afterwards, is when I created one of my very first topic subjects on my YouTube channel. I created a YouTube channel itself, And I started out both with some cooking recipe videos and some building of high quality bug out bag emergency preparedness for either your home or your vehicle. And so, I just really started getting passionate about this subject. I mean, a dream job of mine would be like to work for like FEMA, Red Cross, and be an instructor, teaching, maybe even traveling around a bit. I've seen it on another YouTube video of a woman, going to Southern California and giving classes on emergency preparedness management at homes, and what's the biggest, most common emergency disasters, like a home fire and everything. And I would love to do that kind of work. I'm very, very passionate. Now, with my research into emergency preparedness management, doing my college research papers, 4 of them, 2 with FEMA, 2 with Red Cross while I was in college, the 2 major statistics that really popped out at me, and what it was the research I found was FEMA and Red Cross did a joint 5-year survey on Americans and preparedness for 5 years. Their total results came out in August of 2015. And the 2 major statistics from that research was, one was the over 60% of Americans do not prepare for natural disasters in any way, shape, or form, even though at that time over 80% of American counties get hit by one or more than one yearly natural disaster. Now, because of global warming, I would say that has definitely increased. I think a lot more people, I'm seeing a lot more videos on people getting more prepared, homes, vehicles, bug out bags, a variety of types and sizes and types of gear and all that kind of stuff. So I think more, I would say 50 to possibly 60% of Americans are thinking more ahead about emergency preparedness management for homes, vehicles, even work sites, bug-in kits like good-sized book bags or Rubbermaid tubs, laundry tubs, or whatever. So that way, the big question about like home preparedness is, are you at home? Can you get home? Do you survive the initial natural disaster, volcano blowing up, earthquake, tsunami, whatever it is? Do you survive it? Are you near any of your gear? Can you get home? Is your home still there? Is your home, if it is still there, do you have, all the emergency preparedness items within your home that you would really need to cover a variety of different areas? Personal hygiene, first aid, water, emergency backup food, can openers, ways to start a fire, lighting systems, personal hygiene, just a variety of different things, camping gear, summer, winter combo clothing gear, maybe out of your bank account, emergency cash money, hidden some stuff, or gold or jewelry or bartering items, and I have a little bit of all of that. So, so that's one of the big, first questions. So I think a lot more Americans are preparing than back in 2015. So over the past 9 years, it has improved a bit. But then with global warming, I would say instead of 80% American counties, I'd say between 98 to 100% of American counties are now being affected in some way, shape, or form by global warming and natural disasters and climate change. And then the other major statistic that popped out at me was back in summer of 2015, so it was nearly 9 years ago, 10 years ago, almost 9.5, and that was for every $1 someone spends in emergency preparedness in both either products or in planning or a mixture of the two, you will save yourself somewhere in the realm of $4 to $16 in damages and recovery fees. And if you compare the person who doesn't prepare at all to the person who does prepare either a little bit or a lot, the person who does prepare will recover 4 to 5 times faster compared to the person who doesn't really prepare at all. And now you also consider the pandemic happened, and now we're all past that, thank God. And then inflation. So everything's going up in price, anywhere from 2 to 4 times So almost everything, what it cost before the pandemic, is doubled to quadrupled in a variety, especially with products and stuff. So because of that, I would say, these results, for every $1 you spend in preparedness planning, products, or both, you save $4 to $16. I would actually say now in 2024, that's probably double. It's more like $8 to $32 that you're of what you will save by getting the products and planning for emergency preparedness in your vehicle, maybe even at your work office, in your home especially, or what if something similar to another global pandemic happens, or it's a natural disaster and maybe like martial law in the area because it's so devastating and people are rioting and pillaging and all that kind of stuff. So if you have to stay at home, or maybe it's even like there was an older version, Red Dawn, is like where the Soviet Union Russians were attacking. But then there's a new 2010 version where it was North Korea, and they used the EMP pulse on the West Coast and invaded the West Coast. And then, people either got enslaved or tortured, or, a rebellion resistance, the Wolverines, I believe, of civilians mixed with some. Chris Hemsworth was in the newer 2010 version. Different things can happen. Different, whether it's natural disasters, or it's a civil war, or it's an apocalyptic event, or it's World War III or whatever. So how prepared are you? And especially if you have kids, if you're a parent, then you should not only be focusing on basic monthly expenses and rent and buying food and all that, but constantly fine-tuning your monthly budgeting bills. Do you have some leftover emergency money? Do you get every time you go grocery shopping, do you get a little extra to add off to the side, kind of like emergency ration food and stuff, or supplies or whatever? And so we're going to be going, I'm currently in my food pantry, my laundry room food pantry of my apartment, and this is where I'm going to start going over what do I have, how much did it cost, if I can remember where did I get it from, and then we're going from my food pantry laundry room to the kitchen, dining room area, my living room, my hallway area, and then into my bathroom to show a variety of different emergency preparedness stuff, even out in my back patio with my storage closet of what do I have for preparedness. So yeah, that's pretty much my overall background of why do I think I am a bit of a subject matter expert to be able to talk about this subject, and my variety of different ideas. I even have a little 3x5 card on my computer desk that I'll quickly go over on several, maybe up to a dozen items of additional items that I don't have yet for emergency preparedness that I'd like to get. For example, like one or two, maybe even up to 3 solar generators, whether it's like EcoFlow or Blue Eddy or Jackery or whatever. I don't have a solar generator, not even one, or a gas generator. Prefer solar. But I hope to, get some of those in the future. But of course, that's going to cost probably for 2 or 3 of them between $5,000 to $6,000. So I have things, for my living room for entertainment. I have things for my kitchen for like a fridge and stuff. Maybe one outside on some kind of charger, whether it's a solar panel, hydro power generator, or a wind turbine of some kind. So let's get into it, okay? First things I'm going to show is the things that are behind me and above me. Let me adjust this. Okay. So pretty much what I have are these 5-gallon bucket things, variety of different product types. These 3 came from Walmart. Actually, this 4th one too. They're all about $78 to $81. This is a mixture of like breakfast, lunch, dinner stuff. These are just breakfast, and these 3 last 30 years on the shelf. This is lunch and dinner, last 25 years on shelf. This came from Amazon, right about 145, 150 bucks for a variety of Mountain House dehydrated foods, 30 servings. And then this one is probably one of the best tasting ones, best flavor. There's two different ones right now of a variety of flavors. This one specifically cost about 150, like Sports and Warehouse or even online, maybe 155. And then there's the flavors that are brand spanking new. They cost about 180 at Sports and Warehouse for a big box like this. So I think 24 servings in here, 200 servings. So that's a good amount of food right there. And then I went ahead and went to the store, to Sports and Warehouse, and I bought a lot of the individual packs of the newer flavors that I don't have, and to also try them out. These individual packs at Sports and Warehouse, anywhere from $9 to $14. It depends on what specific meal is it and what size pouches is it. These are so like, is it a 1 serving pouch or is it a 2 serving pouch? So I got, a bag of like over a half a dozen newer flavors. Mostly different cobblers and stuff. Mountain berry cobbler. This is a creamy peaches and oats flavor. Yep, peach cobbler and all that. So adding a little bit more to it, and then all I do is take it and like throw it up there in the corner. So, and then of course you see a little bit down below. I've got. I like to, stock up on certain things. So, I would always have like, your primary. This is pretty much brand new and full. 2 things of dryer sheets. I even got a bag of environmentally friendly powder laundry detergent little bags as well. I got from some timeshare resorts. But I have refill bags pretty much ready to go. So the Gain is what my mom prefers for her clothes, and everything I prefer Tide. So for certain things I like to have double to triple of everything ready on hand, so I don't have to go back to the store for it for a while. So now I'm gonna grab the phone and swing it around to show the other side of this laundry room preparedness pantry. Okay. So what you see here, we'll start from the top and go down. I pretty much have from Walmart 24 of these canisters. 23 of them are a variety of food stuff. They're anywhere from about $10 all the way up to $35. I know the blueberry one is probably one of the most expensive I've seen. That's $35. Most of these are anywhere in the $10 to $20 range. So what do I have? Butter powder, dried whole egg powder, scrambled eggs mix. I have a couple of those. Peanut butter powder, pancake mix, honey powder, chili powder, vegetable stew, cheese blend powder, dehydrated potato shreds, chopped onions, diced bell peppers, double of the blueberry, double of the scrambled egg mix, bananas, which I believe are about $10, dried banana chips, sweet corn, apple slices, creamy potato soup, whole raspberries, freeze-dried pineapple, strawberries, sliced strawberries, and then powdered milk. Powdered milk is right about $11 each. Then I've got 2 packs, 5 different types of clip bars, 2 boxes each. Normal box of Cool Mint chocolate, and then I got variety packs that have 2 different flavors in it: crunchy peanut butter, white chocolate, macadamia nut. 18 packs of those, so like 9 So about 18 of each flavor. And then 2 boxes variety pack of total of 18 chocolate chip and 18 chocolate brownie. Down below, my mom's soda I stock up on. I always have about right around a half a dozen. There's one in the fridge right now. She is one of those people that when she was little, she, got addicted to soda, Diet Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Thunder, and that's, for the majority of her 60 years, that's all she really drinks. I got her, every now and then, if she's got to get up early for an appointment, I always have some, Delight mocha coffee drink thing to help wake her up in the morning, because she is not a morning person. And then I have a box of 7-Up cans. This is kind of like being prepared with like Pepto-Bismol kind of a thing, which I do have in my medicine cabinet, Pepto-Bismol pills. But this is good whether it's room temperature or gotten cold in the fridge. 7-Up is one of those things that settles the stomach, so it's good to have on hand. The Folgers coffee thing, even though I have them, none of my family members that I know of are coffee drinkers, so why do I have it? Bartering items. So I currently have, as big as I can get of classic roast, black silk, Colombian. I'm thinking about getting 2 to 3 more other flavors as long as I get the bigger packs. And coffee is something that a lot of people are addicted to, so it would be very good for me to have a variety of these things. It's not just about what do you have for yourself, but do you have a little extras of stuff, first aid, ammunition, alcohol, maybe packs of cigarettes as long as you store them properly, coffee, maybe extra personal hygiene stuff, a variety of things, to have on hand that would be useful for other people that you can use to barter with. It makes me think of a sort of a survival, unique, weird TV series known as Under the Dome. I think it's a couple seasons long, and for the first 1 or 2 seasons and all that, it's like alien energy dome forms. People are trapped in a town after so long. Supplies run out, and even the like mini mart gas station stops taking currency, and they're like, my family needs this, my family needs that. We need ammunition, we need first aid, we need food, we need batteries. So money, currency goes out the window in a collapse of society. And then it's, what do you have that other people need or could use? And so now it's trade. So instead of taking currency, they're like, go back home, grab, make a list of what you have that you're willing to trade, bring it back to the store owner, and I need this and this, and I'll give you this and this for it. So we go back to bartering trade instead of currency goes out the window. So that's why I have that on hand. Now I'm gonna point the camera down a little bit. Alright, so here, variety of different things. Even though we don't have a dog, might have a dog here in the future. I got a bunch of neighbor dogs though, so I've got some milk bones for them when I see them. I could maybe even have that as, I come upon a dog, maybe I have some treats with me and all of that to try to get them to calm down and everything, and show them that I'm peaceful and I'm friendly and everything. So I got another thing of great value from Walmart, non-fat dry milk, so powdered milk kind of stuff. So there's those things I have on hand. These little canisters, these can be useful for a variety of things, but one thing it can be done, learn from a dual survival show and all that little trick hack to be able to start a fire. You would puncture a little hole in here. You take like a good thing of thick cloth, like cotton, and take that, put it in here, and then put this in the fire until it, and then it'll start, the little hole starts smoking out. All the oxygen is being pushed out of it. And once it stops smoking, pull it out of the fire, and what you will have created is char cloth. It's almost like a charcoal briquette, but cloth. So a single little spark can ignite it and then start a fire. So I got a couple of these little canisters from like little, like, it's kind of like Altoids containers, little Altoid tin containers. So then I have been considering, you know, I didn't buy this. I found this in the Walmart parking lot behind my vehicle on the ground. So it's a brand new pack of Newport cigarettes. And, you know, so I have been considering, you know, kind of like the Folgers coffee and all that kind of stuff. Do I spend a little bit of money up to right around $100 for one of the big cartons that have like 10 packs of cigarettes? Whatever the most popular brands are, get maybe 2 or 3 of the bigger cartons. Of course, I'd have to make sure I know how to store them properly, because I know after a long while they will expire, and then have these on hand, and that could be another bartering item. MREs. So I have a single MRE. This is beef stew. You see a name tag. These things used to be like $7-8 before, and like I said, everything's doubled to quadrupled. So this was like 19. A full box of MREs, which I have one underneath my kitchen sink, which I'll point out too. Those used to be about $50 for a box of a dozen different flavored MREs. Then MREs anywhere from 1,500 to about 2,500 calories, depending on the meal. The only one that I've ever seen that really sucks, is horrible, is the veggie omelet. The actual omelet, because it's not a fresh omelet, sucks, and it is like disgusting. But nearly all the others are really, really good, and they're you know, can fill you up and all that. So the problem is now boxes are no longer $50. They're on average about $150, possibly even up to $200. I've seen that price at surplus stores and stuff. So MREs, unless you're probably on a military base, they might be cheaper at commissaries and all that. I remember seeing them commissary Fort Carson for like $7 to $9, depending on the meal itself and how old they are. So I have that as well. Okay, this got a little creative. Saw this on a survival show kind of thing. I do have a full box in a hope chest thing I'll show of Duraflame logs. One of them costs like $1, and you could probably start, you know, cut it into little cubes, and you can start, you know, 8 to 10 little cube, you know, they're fire starters. But I sort of created my own. You take a thing of egg carton, and you open it up. You take candle wax. You pour candle wax in the bottom first. Then you take your dryer lint after you're done, you know, doing multiple loads of laundry. You put the dryer lint in there, and then you start pouring tons of candle wax on it. You close it up, and then you can cut all these up individually, and then you've got like little candle, dryer lint, fire starter, little eggs, pretty much. So there's a little, you know, temp trick thing, you know, hint tip trick. So there's that. Another thing I started doing more recently is I took one of my older things and started getting creative. This is a seed vault now. So I've been going to stores. I probably spent right around $100 and been getting all different types and of fruits and vegetable packs of seeds. So I've got a whole ton. I probably got about 50 different types, to include, when I got Home Chef, the fruits and vegetables and everything that had seeds in it, like bell peppers. I went and got little Ziploc bags. I don't know if they'll actually survive very long, but wrote on black markers and collected the seeds from the actual fruits. I'll have to do more research if they'll actually still be good or not, or do you have to put them in special cases for them to live and survive. So there's that. But so I'm you know, started my own little seed vault of a good amount. There's probably about 50 to 100 different types of fruits and vegetables in here. I got 2 to 3 packs of almost every type. So started my own seed vault. So there's that. This is started getting into more of lighting systems. I got glow sticks and I got candles. Yeah, I got some lithium ion pale blue batteries and all that. But I've got some other devices too. This is known, it's from BioLite is the company, right there in the name. and it's called a BioLite Solar 100. I recently just looked up that they don't make them anymore, so they've got other things like Aspen Glow or something like that. So it has a solar panel in the back. It has this movable little stand, has a hook on it. So, and then you hold down and it lightens up, it brightens up, I should say. It'll beep when it's at max. Push it again to make it more dim. The lower the light, the longer it'll last. You can even push the button quickly and it'll change to different colors. So that's purple. Alright, and then that means that it is charged. If I hook it up and it blinks green, that means it is fully charged. So I have one of these in every single room. I got one here in the laundry room. I got one next to my bed on the windowsill. I got one in the bathroom, and I got one in the bedroom of my apartment where my mom's at. So one in every room. So they don't make them anymore, though. I think they were $40, $50 before, but they have newer types now. And then what we'll go into next is another BioLite product. This is the actually Water Lily first, and what this is, it is a I have pictures of it. Water Lily hydro turbine. Here's a picture of it, which was originally $160. It's that. And it comes with a little hand crank, a long waterproof USB cord, and then they came up with this, the Wind Lily, which you take the cap off here in the center and you put a water lily in the center of it, put the blades on it. It's attached to a tripod. This is $330. Unfortunately, right before making this video, I wanted to find out if the prices had changed, and unfortunately, I think near the end of COVID-19, the business went out of business. So I can they have the videos on it and everything, but so far as I can tell, you can't buy it anymore. So but even though that has happened, you can churn the water lily into not only a water hydro, whether you put it in a creek, and it's like 15 watts worth as it's spinning maximum, get up to like 15 watts out of it. And so whether you're putting it in the water in like a creek or whatever, or you're dragging it from like say a canoe or kayak or something, or you hang it up, it comes with some like wiring, and as you can see, and then you can hang it up, and then so it can also be a wind lily all by itself. So and what I would like to do is later on in the future, I want to get a solar generator of some kind, probably EcoFlow or Blue Eddy or something like that. And then I want to get the adapter cables where I can hook up the water lily. Either I get my own little mini wind turbine, or I just make this a wind turbine, and then have solar as well. So what that does is make it where whether I have 1 up to 3 solar generators, whether it's daytime, nighttime, windy, if there's a nearby creek or river, I can use all 3 types of off-grid capability products to recharge my solar generators. So there's that idea. And then there is the BioLite Solar Home 620. And this was $200. And pretty much what it is, and the BioLite still sells them, it's a emergency LED light with light switches, solar panel, and this device is what hangs on your wall with a little pocket. It has a light itself, mounting system, and it's an AM, FM radio, and you can hook up phones or iPods or whatever, MP3 player or whatever, and play your own music on it. So it's light, power, and radio for your home for emergency preparedness, and it gives you an idea of how it works. Okay, there is that. Here's another picture of it, of all the stuff that it looks. So, and retail price is $200. The one weird thing about this that I don't like is the fact that it comes with the solar panel, But you know, how do you like want to pre-charge it, especially if it's not really sunny outside? You have to buy the AC adapter for an additional $15 separately. You have to contact the company and let them know that you want to buy it. So that's, you know, one thing that I just didn't like. This should automatically come with this, even if they gotta add 15-20 bucks to the whole thing. So that is pretty much everything that I have in here. We're now going to move into the kitchen area to start showing off other preparedness things I have in my kitchen area. Okay, one second. All right. So above my fridge, I have another cabinet that's full of supplies, and pretty much what I have is a variety of things. I've got about 32 cans of chunky Campbell soup, about a dozen cans of four different flavored bean chili, 2 things of creamy peanut butter, things of cinnamon and applesauce. I've got a lot of things of cheap bags of a variety of beans, rice, variety of rice. This bag is like a 20-pound bag of Himalayan rice. And then I got some things of, because my mom really loves ramen, so we got like four different flavors of ramen, full packs. I've got old-fashioned oats, which is pretty cheap. I've got the Nakomi Full Lodge pancake mix. I got things of malto meal. And in the very back, behind the peanut butter on there's 2 plastic bags. One is filled with both sun-kissed tuna packs, variety of flavors, and individual packs, different flavors of Idaho mashed potato powder. The other pack is full of like a variety of different trail mixes and jerkies as well, the high quality jerky. So there's that on top of whatever I have in the the fridge and the freezer. And then over here, I have, this is part of my normal cabinets. I already have a good thing of big things of creamy peanut butter, Skippy creamy peanut butter. I got some marshmallows and stuff. I've got Quaker Oats. All right, this is the one I'm eating on, and then have one to switch out, and then go get a new one, throw a new one up there. So I do the same thing with the chilies and the chunky Campbell's of soup. If I'm not feeling well, of course, I'm going to get into the soup, and then I just remember how many did I go through, like over the several days I was sick, and then go to store and replenish them. So I got more sun-kissed tuna packs right here. So a variety of flavors, usually about 2 of each. And then I also have a variety of the Idaho mashed potato flavors, usually about half a dozen to a dozen in the back. I even get some things of like canned ham, cooked canned ham, and roast beef cans as well. Which also, because I have a recipe for roast beef gravy over rice, and it's one of my YouTube recipe creation videos. It was a grandmother's recipe. Extra things of jelly, so Danish Orchards jelly canisters. I got some preserves as well, jellies, jams, all that in the fridge. So one's open, one's in the cabinet ready to go. I always have an open thing of mayo and then a closed thing of mayo. Let me pull this down just a little bit. Cereals, other oatmeals that my mom likes, syrups, other thing of pancake mix that's open, so variety of things there. Up here, like a variety of different rices, popcorns, and a variety of nuts, almonds, walnuts. This big bag is a full thing of walnuts. And maybe got some chocolate chips in here as well. So there's that. Over in the other cabinet here, that's like salsas, backup white sugar, flour, your dips, your soy sauces, Worcestershire sauce, tea powder, bouillons for making pot roast and stuff, or spaghetti, hamburger helper mixture stuff, baking soda, ketchup, barbecue sauces, Chick-fil-A sauce, vinegar, lemon lime juice, your backup sweet pickle relish, spaghetti noodles, and spaghetti sauces, ketchup and everything. So a variety of things there. And then over here on the counter, yes, if we have power, you have electric can opener, but then I also thought I had more recently, I had a normal hand can opener, but it was crap. So I went on Amazon and bought a specialty one. The main thing is because underneath my kitchen sink, I'll point out, I've got 4 cans of pineapple juice, the closed can. And so I was having a lot of trouble with my normal hand cranking can opener. So I went on Amazon and bought one that is a 2-in-1 type. So, and that is both the type that you can clip onto and puncture to get the liquid out, and then it's a normal can opener to be able to, screw off. So I got like 4 to 5 cans underneath my kitchen sink for backup emergency thing, other than just water, something a different flavor. Pineapple juice is really good for you too. So, all right. Talk about something unique real quick off to the side. This is smoked maple syrup, and it's from Sugar Bob's Finest Kind. Smoked maple syrup, real wood smoke, nothing else added. 1 gallon, 128 fluent ounces. And it can be used for grilling, glazes, sauces, marinades, dressings, and cocktails. So it is freaking phenomenal. I have added a little bit to my homemade hamburger patties. I have a YouTube video on that. I've basted bacon in it. I've basted honey ham, turkey, and some other stuff. I think I even did a steak and a pork chop in this in a silicone Ziploc bag and let it marinate. It's freaking phenomenal. So I think that's right about $90 to $95, maybe $100 if it increased a little bit. So other thing is from the Macadamia Nut Farm on Oahu, Hawaii. Is Island Seasoning Hawaiian Smoke. You can find them on Amazon, but they are hard to get. They usually don't have too many in stock. And it's at the comes from the Macadamia Nut Farm on Oahu, Hawaii. I believe it's right around the southeastern corner area of the island of Oahu, a bit north from the Sea Life Park. It's like in between the Polynesian Cultural Center and Sea Life Park on the east side of the island. And they have 3 types. The original has a green cap, and that's really bland in my opinion. The black one is Island Seasoning Hawaiian Smoke, and then this newer one came out a couple of years ago, and it is a chili pepper. It's kind of they add like a chili pepper spice to the Island Seasoning Hawaiian Smoke. It's great on eggs, or pretty much put as a top seasoning for every single type of meat product out there. Just yesterday, I made a chicken salad with an egg in it in a bowl, and put a little bit of Island Seasoning Hawaiian Smoke in it for my mother, and she absolutely loved it. So and to me, it's fantastic on bacon. And I love it so much before I left the island of Oahu, when I was stationed there to go to Fort Carson, Colorado, December 2013, when I left Hawaii to go to Fort Carson, I loved it so much, I bought 30 bottles of these 8-ounce bottles. And this is actually, all the way to now, nearly 11 years, this is the final, there's about half of the bottle left out of those 30 things. But then I went ahead, and recently Amazon got stocked, so I got 8 more. And then I got the new chili pepper kind. They only had 1 left in stock, and I got it, and I do like it. It's not that spicy. It's like a hair spicy. So there's that. And then these seasonings could even be used for bartering. Having a good amount of like vegetable oil or virgin oil or sprays and all that. You know, maybe for your pans and everything, having a little extra could be used for bartering items. Extra sugar, you know, a lot of people like sugar, so brown sugar, powdered sugar, white sugar could come in real handy, you know. So there's that. Okay. So up above my sink, oops, a lot of different seasonings, honeys. Like I said, I like to be prepared. So if there's a primary, refill my salt pepper shaker, and that one's almost empty. And then I already have a full one backup ready to go. When this gets empty, go buy another one. I just, you know, I'm almost out of this little thing of nutmeg, so I just bought a brand new one. A good amount of cinnamon, which is really good at with water and stuff. When I get lower on honey, I'll go get more honey. I got different seasonings and everything. Seasoned salt and other ground sea salt. The Morton iodized salt, this is almost empty. Got brand new behind that. Different flavored tea packs. The Alpine Spice apple cider, and I have a jar of the actual cinnamon sticks to put in with that. I got maple tea, the original maple tea from Canada, maple Earl Grey tea, maple green tea. The green tea that helps flush your digestive system, makes you go to the bathroom. I got different hot chocolates, even the Obuleta, Nestle Obuleta Mexican hot chocolate, the 4-in-1 fiber Metamucil. I've got some Ghirardelli hot chocolate, some Swiss Miss hot chocolate, and then I've been once or twice a week, I've even gotten the Cachava, thank you. So it's like pure bitter cocoa, and then I would mix either like some Swiss Miss hot chocolate with it. I'll add some cinnamon, nutmeg, or some vanilla or spiced chai powder to it, and it makes it taste better, and it's still healthy for you. I have a video, a newer recipe video on my YouTube channel about that. And then, of course, vanilla extract, one that's almost empty, brand new one behind it, so we'll get a replacement. Even a luxury hot chocolate thing. And then this is, you know, for pancake mix, waffle mix, all that kind of stuff. And then I've got a thing of protein powder for a protein drink if I need that as well. Maybe I'm out of meats or whatever, you know. So I've got a variety of things there in order for preparedness, but also for normal everyday life cooking. Amongst my glassware stuff, I've got a little thermos there in the corner. So if I need to make some sort of hot tea, hot chocolate, hot cider, and I'm traveling somewhere, and that'll last 12-ish hours, and it's small, it's like a water bottle. But then amongst my other cups and stuff, two different things. One, I'm starting to stock up on canned peaches and pears, and then right afterwards, any kind of good high quality jars from these or spaghetti. I have the empty jars to clean them out really well and then reuse them again to maybe do some of my own canning of whatever. So there's that. Okay. So down here, underneath my sink, I'm pretty prepared in a variety of ways. Fire extinguisher, of course, because with the apartment. Big box of citrus of the hefty 80 13-gallon bags of 80 pack. I've got multiple cans, looks like about 4 cans of the pineapple juice on top of a full box of MREs. MREs can last a long time in the box and everything. I got 2 full things of Dawn soap. One I use to refill my little bottle that is on my kitchen sink. Refill that, but always have a backup as well. I've got a full thing of Lysol for my spray bottles and everything, so I've got a good amount of cleaning supplies. Most of them are above on a shelf above my toilet in my bathroom. And then I've got a variety, not only a first aid kit, towels just in case anything liquid breaks open, but then tons of different either liquor or cider bottles, which I'll show off to the side here that I hold underneath here. I cleaned out after the main liquid that came in here is gone. clean out the glass bottles and use them for backup emergency water supplies. When they say that for per person, an emergency situation, you need about 1 gallon per person per day. That 1 gallon is 64 ounces, and this is a 64 ounce cider glass jug. And plastic, after so long, can fail, and so that's why I prefer doing all the glass. I have a little pack underneath the pipes of the Fiji water bottles as well. So I've got a good amount of water throughout my apartment in glass bottles or 5-gallon water jugs or whatever. So, and then these empty things I'm keeping on hand for if I get like eggs or whatever. I can fill them up, and like that's 2, that's 4, that's 6, that's 8, little camping hack. And then I also have a thing of organic, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, whether using for drinking for health, like taking a vitamin, or can even use for cleaning as well. So, all right. Go over here. Okay. Here in the cabinets and everything, the drawers, variety of silverware stuff. That's where I mainly keep my, 2-in-1 can opener. Then here, I also have a little high quality tea cube thing as well. So, as a backup, smashers and other utensils, potato peeler, and a masher, and all that kind of stuff. So basic utensils here. And here, other utensils, but to include a few additional items, I got about 4 different glow sticks that can last anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. These are known as chem lights. They're military glow sticks. I have more in my bathroom cabinet. I saved a bunch of these to pull moisture out of any packages that I might send and all that. So I have a small handful of about a dozen of those I kept from other packages I received. And then I've also got 2 packs of these from Walmart on the Pink Fresh Spaces Odor Eliminator, used for litter boxes, bathrooms, garbage cans, anything that might smell. I have one in my garbage can lid right now. So they're like little pieces of lemon scented chalk. So there's all of that for preparedness. Now there's this. So what is all this? So couple things. So like I said, cider bottles, what would be 32 ounce, 64 ounce, old liquor bottles, Crown Royal, my favorite whiskey I'll be showing, of sapling, and pretty much once I'm done with them, with the main liquid that comes in them when I buy them, I rinse them out, pour scalding hot water in them. I then put a little dial soap, let it sit overnight, drain it out, rinse it out really good, let it dry out, and put scalding hot water in it, and then put it under the sink or cabinets or whatever throughout my apartment to have a good amount of a backup emergency water. So, 1 second. So, and then we'll talk about the actual flavored stuff. Very unique place. It's located in Lake Mont, Georgia. Hillside Orchard Farms from hillsideorchard.com. I discovered them when I was on a cross-country road trip, hitting all 4 corners of the United States, 34 states, 51 days, 10,300 miles. And I went from Colorado Springs to Northern California, Washington State, all the way from Washington State to Portland, Maine, down to Orlando, Florida, and then to Louisiana to visit mom, aunt, and uncle, and then back to Colorado Springs, and spent like 12 grand. It was the day I got out of the Army. I had to kill 51 days to move into my upcoming apartment in Colorado Springs. It just wasn't ready to move into, so I went on a cross-country road trip and had a thing of luggage in my 24-hour bug-out bag. Half the time I slept in my car or a KOA campsite with my bug-out bag. The other half I stayed at 5-star timeshare resorts. And so when I was leaving Orlando, Florida, and when I was close to the Florida and Georgia border, stopped at a truck stop and found 2 interesting things. These big bags of like candied pecans and then a 32-ounce bottle of peach cider. I was like, there are other flavors other than apple? I did not know that. I was completely clueless. I was like, man, I need to get cultured. So I bought the two 32-ounce bottles, and when the first one I tried, I was like, oh my god, this is like, peach liquid candy. It's freaking amazing. So then I, later on, when I do try them, like, this is amazing, and I want to have these on hand for, like, holiday dinners and stuff, I looked them up, and they had more flavors. So, and some of my absolute, they have, like, I don't know, 10, 12 different flavors. They're actually super cheap. They're like, these are like $7 to $9 for the 32-ounce bottles. And then the 64-ounce jugs are, what was it, like $12 to $16. The ones that are in more high demand are more expensive. And so there's peach, there's strawberry, there's blackberry, there's blueberry. Those are my four favorites. There's Bing Black Cherry. There's old-fashioned apple. There's black cherry apple. There's white grape, pink grape. There's a variety of other ones. I can't remember them all, but these four were my absolute favorites. Like I said, anywhere from like $12 to $16. It's one of those things, and they don't just have ciders. They have vinaigrettes, dressings, multi-flavored salsas. Here's blackberry salsa right here, and they have strawberry and watermelon, spiced watermelon, many different flavors. They have vinaigrettes, salsas, barbecue sauces, dry rubs, cocktail mixers, pickled fruits and vegetables. They have preserves. This is Dutch apple preserves from them. Jellies, jams. They have fruity syrups, like what you would pour on pancakes and waffles. Their website is awesome. Everything is super dirt cheap. Maybe it's gone up a little bit in price the last couple of years. But the thing is, it's the shipping that kills you. So in order to make any of this worthwhile, I have to buy a good bulk amount, spend a couple $100 on products to cover the $60 to $80 in shipping. So great thing to check out. And then once, of course, the cider bottles are done, clean them all out, and then use them for emergency water. Some of these vinaigrettes, for example, raspberry peach vinaigrette, peachy peach vinaigrette, and strawberry dressing vinaigrette. And then, what was the other thing? Different flavored, fruit flavored fritters and loaves of bread as well. So that you can get from them, Georgia. So there is that. I think that's everything for the kitchen. One other thing. Down below where we keep our ramen packs and chips, I also keep a good amount of paper towel rolls and tissue paper, extra boxes of tissue paper as well. So there's that. Let's move on. Okay, so what we have here is my bug out bags, the kind of bug out bags that I personally build. This right here is my personal, probably has about $6,000 worth in, and it's known as my 72-hour survival bug out bag. This is my personal bug out bag. And I've been building it for a long while, from a 24 to a 48 to a 72-hour bag. I keep looking into and finding and researching higher quality, lighter weight, multifunctional, good quality, durable, worth the money gear that other people have done YouTube reviews on before buying the product. So if I see something I like, I'll take a snapshot and look up year, make, model of that product. Did someone do a YouTube review? And then if they did, what were the positives, what were the negatives, and is it worth the money? So the only real thing that I do not have with this bag in it or attached to the outside, I have this spear that's hanging on my wall, but this pipe rod right here is an extension to make it taller. I'll show that on my living room on my wall. And then I have a spare pair of Danner, like almost like combat boots already pre-worn in. The box of those boots are in the Thule lockbox container above my car. And then I've got a variety of other things in that as well for preparedness, like a military cot and everything. I don't have the firearms in the bag. I have the firearms outside the bag. I'll be showing those. One's hanging on my wall and one's in a little desk lockbox thing near my bed for a pistol. So, and then there's a pack raft box from Uncharted Supply Company that is in the Thule lockbox container above my car. And then I got a paddle system in my back balcony, storage closet, and all of that. So, you know, I have nearly everything, like 95% of everything I would need is in the bag or attached to the outside of the bag. Like this is a, what was it? Enlightened Equipment quilt sleeping system, personalized to me for 0 degrees, dark green on the outside like this. On the inner side of the quilt system, it's like traffic cone orange, so it could be used as a signal panel. And that was like nearly $400. The stuff sack, see the stuff sack, which I get from REI, there's like 50-ish bucks right there, $50-$60 for that. And here there is a Clax, like 12-in-1 Tomahawk axe head. They don't make that anymore. That was a veteran-owned company, and it's gone out of business since COVID-19. And then there's a entrenching tool shovel. The bar for it to connect the entrenching tool head is inside the bag. Summer winter combo clothing. This right here is my 2-in-1 one person with rainfly, both ground tent and hammock tents from Crua, C-R-U-A, Crua Outdoors. And this is a Crua hybrid. Made modifications of the straps, buckle straps, had alteration stores sew those on to attach it to the Molly strap webbing of the bag on the bottom, so attached everything. I've been making modifications slowly over time. You know, I've got a personal hygiene bag in here up above. That's in a waterproof waist pack. I've got a first aid kit off to the side zipper. I've got camping gear, cooking gear, tomahawk. I've got a machete, zombie tools machete sword, and zombie tools. It's like almost like Bowie knife with sheath. I've got a encrypted thumb drive of scans of all my most important documentation and pictures of my home with all my property and everything. Driver's license, vehicle registration, scans of all my different ID cards, a DD-214, birth certificate, everything. So, a little bit of food stuff in here, MRE, and some, dehydrated fruit, trail mix, Cliff Bars, and tuna, Sunkist tuna packs, and all that kind of stuff. So a variety of a lot of different equipment. I have videos on it, both everything pulled out, laid out on a table video, and everything in the bag like it is now, opening it up and going through it. What do I have? Why did I pack it here? Why did I pack it this way? A detailed overview of both fully pulled out and laid out on a table and fully packed. 72-hour survival bug out bag video on my YouTube channel. Check it out. This one right here is a 24-hour survival bug out bag. Currently, with everything inside of it and attached to the outside, it weighs about 47 pounds, has 46 different items, and is worth about $1,530. It was my older brother's that I built for him. He never field tested it in like the 5 or 6 years he had it. And then he decided for nearly 2 years, drank himself to death with liquor, a fifth or more than a fifth a day, because he got divorced and hated his life and everything, and made his cerebral palsy in his left side of his body 2 to 3 times worse than it was before he started doing all that. So he can't carry very much. So he can barely carry 5 to 10 pounds, let alone 47. And so this one is actually up for sale. Been trying to sell it. And it has about $1,530 worth, 46 different products. That's including the backpack and all the pouches and everything inside. And I'm currently asking on both Facebook Marketplace under my full name, Christopher Wanamaker, and on OfferUp for $1,380. I'm trying to get rid of it, so to just recoup at least some of my money. Something I think a little bit, a couple $100 loss. So it has a snug pack between 36 to 45 degree sleeping bag with its own little mini compressed stuff sack. Full military folding shovel and trenching tool and pouch. The one thing that I think it has nearly everything that mine has, just a little less. So it's not as heavy as mine. It's not as big as bulk as mine. You can see the difference. One is really, stuffed to the brim, and the other one is not as stuffed, and so it has more room because it doesn't have a lot of personal items in it. It's just it has. Got a personal hygiene zipper bag in here. It's got its own first aid thing. It's got a Ontario. It's like an army machete with sheath and pouches. Ways to start a fire, lighters, and flint fire a rod starter. It's got, what else has it got in here? It's got a BioLite headlamp 330, which is depending where you buy, between $36 and $60. It's got this full BioLite camp stove complete cook kit from the BioLite website. Changes in price. Right now it's $250. They're normally $280. It has a 6-liter kettle pot with a lid, with a bowl inside. This one does not have the coffee press, and it has the BioLite 2 camp stove, and it has the grill. The 6-liter kettle pot and the grill have been slightly used. Everything else is still brand spanking new. But I deeply cleaned it with a wire brush and everything, so it looks brand new, but these two items have been slightly used by me. So there's that. And then the one modification, as you can see, plastic life straw water bottle, barely been used. And so many other things. There's some food items in here, and then many different items. I have a 24-hour survival bug out bag. The newer video is this bag that I go through. So I think the only difference is I had the BioLite Camp Stove 1 inside of it, and I got rid of that and replaced it with the updated version because the one had some engine issues with the main mechanical device. So the one modification that I would be willing to make but I'm going to add an additional $70 to the current $1,380 that I'm asking for, is if someone doesn't want this 36 to 45 degree snug pack, but they want something that can handle even more extreme cold, and that's in this other 24-hour bag with this Sea to Summit stuff sack, is a 0 to 5 degree, the North Face sleeping bag that's between 0 to 5 degrees, and it's exactly like this color. It's dark green with black. So I could switch these two, put this one on this one, but then I would, because this is worth like 60, this is worth like 130. So I would switch these two, but then add $70 to this. So instead of $1,380, it would be like $1,450 if you want a higher quality sleeping bag to go with it. And then this bag specifically it's worth right about with this higher end sleeping bag and stuff sack that I recently added to it. It has about $1,000 worth of gear. I had a lot of extra components, so I threw it all together. Went and spent another $350, and now just spent an additional $130 on top of that $350. So that's a good amount, close to $500 to make this worth probably about $1,000. And I built it originally for a local homeless guy. I believe his name was Alex. I met him out in front of the Rosaire's grocery store here in Ridgefield, and I took him down to off Mill Plain, downtown Vancouver, near the Office Max, and Mill Plain or 4th Mill Plain, and dropped him off. He said he would be back in the area. I was going to give him an old winter used coat because I was looking at getting myself a new one from JCPenney's, and then because he barely had anything, he was even using a rope as a belt. He was using a thing of a garbage bag as a rain poncho. He barely had anything, so I was going to give him a decent, slightly used coat. Leather was just starting to peel, but still could be very useful. And then put this all together of extra components if I saw him again and give it to him. And unfortunately, that was like a year ago, and I never saw him again. So if my older brother didn't get his act together and recently get a job and a roommate and all that, and get back on his feet in a couple more months, he would have been homeless, and then I was going to pretty much give him this. And that's why I was making certain improvements of, better sleeping system. The main thing that this doesn't have with it is probably an actual good tent. It has just a Ziploc bag of 2 of the emergency blanket thing, big ones, with paracord to create an emergency quick setup tent kind of a thing. So, so one day either it'll go to some homeless person, whether that's a family member or just a good person that I bump into. I like helping like one homeless person a year, as long as I get good vibe and see that they really don't have anything. So this might be gifted to somebody someday down the line. So, but you can get an idea of what I build. I use these bags, and 3-day Condor salt pack. It's one of my favorites. Solid color ones are, they used to be like $80-$90. Now they're like nearly 200. And then the camouflage ones are like, $250, $300, maybe even $350, depending where you buy them from. Some of them are more expensive. But and then I also can make lightweight half backpack versions. It's like this bag cut in half. I can do lightweight, 20, 30 pound lightweight ones. I built one for my younger brother, with good quality. I look for good thick fabric, good sewing and everything, and make it where it's solid and it's going to last a long time. That's going to take a lot to beat it up and rip it. But other than going to REI and spending hundreds or even thousands on dollars on some of the highest quality backpacks, one for a couple $100 for starting out is not bad. So then over here, I have a thing of a 5-gallon jug. Was my older brother's, helping clean out a storage closet. He wasn't using it. I went and bought a 3-pack of these double lids and all that. So cleaned it out really well, and now I'm using that to have a good amount of extra water. There's 5 gallons right there. Up here that I have keeping the windowsill behind the curtain here, and this is a Luminade solar blow-up lantern. Has solar panel at the top, handle, turn it on, and there's different settings. So that's another thing, kind of like a Solar 100 device. And then this is a charge indicator of how charged it is and everything. So I put that up in the windowsill. Let's go outside to my deck, to my storage closet, to see what I have out there ready to go. 1 second. A little windy. Okay. So pretty much variety of things in here, as you can see. Most of this is my backup storage boxes, Xbox, New Wave, printer, boxes I got from the military to pack up everything from my barracks and move into the apartment. But then I started adding more things. One thing, and the most important thing in here, is the Wavion, both water can, 22 liter, or that's like a little over 5.5 gallons with a pour spout, and then the metal Wavion gas can with pour spout, and those are about $90-$100 a piece. On might have gone up in price on Amazon. Wavion is the product that NATO forces use, and then what I do is I put unleaded mid-grade gas, and then I would add fuel stabilizer. A certain amount depending on the size of the gas can, and then instead of it expiring in like 2 to 3 months, it would last about 14-15 months. I put a 3x5 card on the outside of when the last time it was filled. This is a Tuck Tech origami foldable kayak. I've got the double-sided paddles right here. I've got these slipper surfer sneaker tennis shoes. I got a seat to add to it, a more comfortable seat. And then for more preparedness, so I got, as you can see, I got 2 of these. And what this is it's called Mach 1 hammock. It's almost like a folding chair, but it's a foldable fabric hammock, as you can see, and from Republic of Durable Goods. Unfortunately, the first one I bought was a full set because it also comes with like a quilt, top and bottom, blanket, a netting system, bars, all this extra stuff for more money. I think this whole thing was like a little over $400, and not just the actual foldable hammock. That's a 150, 200, and I got the full pack, carrying case, everything, and then I pounced on it too hard, and it bent one of the joint bars. So then I told them and ordered just a replacement of just the Mach 1 hammock, and instead they sent me an entire full set, refilled my entire order. So I have a brand new set, and then I've got a backup of spare parts, pretty much. And to make it stronger, I went to like Ace Hardware and grabbed a bunch of PVC pipe things for the joints, added them to the joints, and it made it stronger. So instead of holding like 250 pounds, now I could probably do 500, 550. So if you get yourself one of these, which is, you know, good for KOA camping sites, you carry this with you, and it's got different straps, you know, like a book bag or a backpack, and you could take it out with you to a cliffside, to a beach, you know, whatever. So I definitely, here's an extra, you know, like bedding if we need an extra bedding for people to come over and stay over if it's an emergency situation, you know. So then, for more preparedness, in the back here, this is a Rhino Superior Power Sports accessory. It's a pop-up tent. It's slightly dark colored camouflage. I got that recently from Amazon. I can't remember how much, 50-ish bucks range or something like that. And it could be a toilet room, as you can see. It could be a shower, changing room, all that kind of stuff. And then I also have from Sports and Warehouse, I think it was like right around 140 bucks, flush and go camping toilet. And so it has a detachable top, you know, a sealed bottom. Take that out to the wilderness and dump it and all that, and it's decently high up off the ground too. So, and then even more preparedness, my metal frame futon that the bug out bags were on, the joints have, you know, over time broke when you try to pull it out from a couch to a bed, and something broke and snapped, bolts or whatever. So I went ahead and I have a spare full thing for both joints for the futon as backup as well. So I wouldn't have to worry about getting replacements. So also in here, I have other things. And the other thing would be this right here. I've got a solar shower, 20-liter solar shower, get water, put it out on the balcony. I got the screw hooks from Ace Hardware, put those in the corner here on the balcony. And then I would have a hot water solar shower after it sits out in the daylight for a while. This box is an extra thing from Amazon, leather backseat car organizer with pockets and stuff. For the one of the Mach 1 hammocks, I got a stuff sack, so a backup Sea to Summit stuff sack, and it has one of the extra top bottom blanket quilt systems for the Mach 1 hammock. So over here, to go with my, you know, kayak, high quality, that fits me, good quality life jacket. I keep in the storage closet as well. Thing of it's I think it's like a twin, self-inflating with electricity air mattress. And then here from Sports and Warehouse, it cost me about 70 bucks several months ago. Now they're like 30, 40 bucks. 15 gallon emergency water canisters, plastic. They're fully filled. I cleaned out like Dr. Pepper 2-liter bottle thing, cleaned it out really well, used that, scalding hot water from the sink, filled it up, sealed it, and then because, you know, just in case I'm too weak, or my mom, if I'm not here but she's here almost all the time because she's disabled, So, you know, if she needs to get to more emergency water, she can't pick up and move this, you know, huge heavy thing. So this is a fuel siphon pump, never been used. I got one in my car trunk, and then I got a second one to be able to use to siphon water from the heavy jugs. And I'm thinking about getting one or two more of these, put it back on the back porch here. And they're also cheaper, 30-40 bucks at Sportsman Warehouse right now. And then maybe get one or two more of the 5-gallon water jugs as well. So that should be everything really important out here on my balcony and storage closet. So let me shut off this light and then go back inside. Also, as you can see, throughout mostly my living room and a little bit my kitchen, I have a variety of bladed weapons as well. So let's go here. Now we're in the living room area, right past the dining room. And in here is my hope chest, a nice a monkey wood, I believe it was. Hope chest. I got one for me and my mom. It had like a forced engraving stuff from a wolf store in downtown Vancouver, Washington. Carry all my extra blankets and sheets, but a little extra emergency supplies as well. So, and what we have here is a bunch of Sterno 2-pack canned heat cooking fuel, pretty much. A full box of 12 Duraflame logs, a pack of normal big lighters. I got some wood pellet bags, and I've even got a Bushcraft hand auger wrench as well. It's like a drill, a screwing drill. So there's that. Keep moving. Sorry for shaking and moving the camera a lot. Windowsill, another Solar 100 right by my bed. Along the walls, a lot of they're solid steel kunais of different types. I got them all over the place. Okay. So this is my Bersa Thunder 380 pistol, 8-round magazine. The Bersa Thunder 380 is very, very similar to a Walter PPK, so it's very comfortable in my hands. And then I also have a extra one magazine that would go on my belt. I got some dummy rounds in this thing with the orange tips that helps to practice the cycling the rounds through it to make sure it doesn't jam. And then right here, I got this. It's a handmade leather pistol belt holster, jacket holster. Got it from my deployment in Afghanistan, and what it has is 2 additional 8-round magazines, 10 rounds on the shoulder each. So with these 2 rounds, the 8-round magazine in the pistol, these 10 rounds each on each shoulder, 44 rounds. And then if I have the extra belt magazine, that's an extra 8 rounds, so 52 all in one shot. This right here is something I keep right under this side of the bed that I sleep on, right underneath my bed, just in case there's some sort of nuclear, biological, chemical attack, or maybe even a volcano blowing and it's hard to breathe. This is a brand spanking new, got from a soldier buddy, NBC mask, chemical, NBC, nuclear, biological, chemical mask, ready to go to be put on my head and strapped down. And so pretty much, this is a cool box, toolbox. It's 14, 15 in one. I think it's 15 in one. A lot of different accessories. I think you can still find them online. It was a company that was on Shark Tank at one point in time and everything. And so it has like Bluetooth speakers and a LED light you can actually pull out and all that. And then there's a clipboard, and then there's markers, and then pull out, has wheels, it has a battery pack in here, so plug-ins right here, USB hookup, Bluetooth speakers, hold your smartphone, depending on the size of the smartphone. It's got a clock right here, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So turn on everything, all the power outlets and everything. It can look for a Bluetooth and connect it and play music out of, and all that kind of stuff. Hook up headphones and everything. Change the clock settings and all that. So that's pretty cool. Got a plug and stuff in the back and everything to recharge the battery. Coolbox toolbox. Look it up. It's pretty cool. And then on top of that, emergency preparedness. Got to go out places or whatever. I'm looking for supplies, homes or whatever. I got a high quality thing from Ace Hardware, a really high quality, strong Fiskars Pro power gear bolt cutters. So really high quality, strong, and all that. And then a little mini, what is this? It's made in America. FST Wing Goose 12 foot long gooseneck wrecking bar. So crowbar, pretty much. Strong crowbar, a little mini crowbar to help me get into places or crates or whatever, looking for supplies. And then up above here we go, one second. Just on my back of my kitchen counter right here, I got this little glass lantern from the Headlight Lighthouse in Portland, Maine, on the Atlantic Ocean coast. And that Headlight Lighthouse has been shown on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. later seasons. An ancient underground bunker under the lighthouse was their shield base. I've got extra candles and stuff, scented ones, non-scented, big candles and all that. Candle in the lantern. Got a spare one in this little holster thing. Then we move on to the computer desk. I got spears on the wall. I've got kunai and everything. This is a tea box, handcrafted. I created this fifth generation, newer generation styled family crest. It's got my quartermaster crest engraved on it for the Army, the actual Army logo, and it is a Tiavana tea canister holder for loose leaf teas, and one of them has German sugar cane in it. So unfortunately, Tiavana doesn't exist anymore. Starbucks bought them out and closed them down. So as we go over, I have a CD, DVD, nightstand thing that I mainly use to store candles and stuff, bags of candles and everything on the back, but many different either tea canisters from Tiavana, airtight tea canisters, German sugar cane. This is my refill bottle. This is my primary canister, or even tea bags from a great place known as the Tea Kitchen. Super great flavors of loose leaf teas. So I've got about 50 different types of teas altogether. For preparedness around my computer desk, I have, like super glue and many things of tape and glue sticks. I got a glue gun. I've got a piping glue, cement glue. Got, measuring tape. I've got cleaning oil, Remington cleaning oil. I got CLP for weapons. Batman double-sided knife, which is almost like an X-Acto knife. I think I got an X-Acto knife in here. I've got a knife sharpener. I've got push pins, and all that. I've stapler. Got corkscrew knives to put on the back of your belt. Little mini battery pack and stuff. I even have two of these, which is a unfoldable. So brass knuckles that are foldable and movable, circular. I just had to file the insides a little bit so they fit better on my fingers. But I've got two of those I can carry with me. Like I said, the glue gun, and then the newer, gave up all my Energizer pre-charged batteries to my family members. And then I went and got the blue, pale blue, lithium ion USB plug-in batteries. I've got triple A's, double A's, and I believe these are D's or C's. D's. They're D's. I haven't got any C's yet. Surefire and some 9-volt. So there's that preparedness. Over here, I've got a stuff sack filled with different USB cords, another sharpening stone for knives and stuff, and then I have all my backup ammo that's not with my weapons. So both 22 rounds, some 410 shotguns, and 380 rounds. So there's that. Move on this way. More, blunt size throwing knives, throwing stars, more kunai. I've got Polynesian, Samoan warrior clubs. I got some katanas. Yes, they're the cheaper kind, but they are sharp, so it could do a little damage. And then let's go on into this. And pretty much what I'm going to be showing is a little bit of a preparedness creation that I've come up with. Not only in here do I have another thing of big lighters with the tops to them, so the extension tubes. So that's in here. So more lighters. One right here, always ready to go. And then what I also have is cast iron teapot set from Tijuana. I got it like back in Hawaii when I was stationed there. And with this, this is a very good thing for emergency preparedness. You didn't really realize it until like electricity and stuff goes out and heat goes out and everything. So I came up with a fantastic idea, and I think in some ways everybody should have a cast iron teapot. So not only do you make this, use this to make your different flavored loose leaf teas, or hot water to mix with your like apple cider powder, or hot chocolate, and all that kind of stuff, but it has another function to it. Make just hot water, and so I'll show how this works. Cast iron teapot, and then there's a filter thing in here, so we put your loose leaf tea, fill it with water and all that. Then you remove the top of the stovetop thing, you light the candle. These are the tea candles. They last 2 to 2.5 hours on average. So then put that right there. And then you leave it alone. For a full pot, that would take 60 to 90 minutes. I guess it depends on how strong that candle really is. Some of them maybe aren't, super high quality, so they won't last as long, and they're not producing as much heat. So it could take longer, maybe even up to 2 hours. So anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, unless you got already majorly hot water. Then you put scalding hot water from the faucet into this, and then leave it on for 30-45 minutes, and they'll be like really hot water. So then that hot water can now be used for something else. Not only just hot drinks, but also dehydrated food. So now you take that hot water and you pour it into the dehydrated food to follow the instructions of how much, and then seal it, shake it up, leave it alone for a couple minutes to really mix well, pull out silverware, and then dig in. So having your hot water can definitely help with that, not just hot beverages as well. And then the other thing that this can do is cans of chili and soup. So, and usually the Campbell soup, there's a smaller can that's like half this size of the chili. But then now this candle stovetop, is now cooking your chili or your soup. Now, the thing is, so it doesn't explode, take off the lid, of course, when it's cooking, so it doesn't explode on you after it gets so hot. And for a small can of, say, soup, it would take 20-30 minutes. For the bigger, like chunky Campbell's, this would take about 45 minutes to an hour to be raging hot, and all of that. And then be careful, if this is hot, grab it with like a towel or something so you don't burn your hand, or gloves or something. So great thing to do. Have a cast iron teapot on hand, and then also, of course, you have to have a decent amount of tea candles as well to last you a while. So
You go to like, I know Bed Bath & Beyond had them. That's where you originally bought them. I know Walmart has them. Almost every store has them somewhere. Bags of 100 packs. I know IKEA has them, but they're not in the plastic bag here. They're all wrapped up really nice and compressed. So whether it's a 20 pack, 50 pack, 100 pack, and I've got about 4 or 5 of these. So I got 400 to 500 little tiny 2.5 hour tea candles. Some of them are even scented. I get those ones from IKEA. So having this stuff on hand, hopefully with I also have honey. I've got a silverware thing, bamboo silverware thing goes with my cast iron teapot. To mix everything and all that, stir it all up and everything. But a cast iron tea set can come in very handy in emergency situations when electricity and powers out, heats out. It produces a little light from the candle. It produces a little heat. It warms up your hot water, which can warm you up. So it can, and then you can use these type of little tea pot stoves. Get something like it, and then you can warm up cans of soup and chili of any kind. So definitely something to look into. All right, let's swing this around. So up above, there's my main spear there at the top of the waterfall art piece canvas. And then I have an Indiana Jones whip and everything. And then this right here, going to go over that next. This is, turn on a light. Savage Model 42 takedown up and over rifle, which means it's a 2 caliber. Bottom caliber is a 410 shotgun. Top caliber is a 22 long rifle. I put a Picatinny rail on it, Axion red dot sight. It can separate into 2 pieces in half. I put a Surefire flashlight on it. I don't have the Surefire because it's old school. I don't have the Surefire compression switch. I wish I did. Hook it up here, put it on here, compress it, and I have got 1 round in each of the chambers. And then I've got this like stretchy headband thing around the buttstock. Hold a total of 72, so that's 36 on each side. 22 long rifle rounds, so going facing upside down, and right side up. And then a sling that holds 25 410 shotgun rounds, which are very hard to find. So all together on the weapon, there's 25 26 in one of the chamber, 410 shotgun rounds, and 73 22 long rifle rounds with a Surefire flashlight, sling, and red dot sight. And I have zeroed it all in too. So I have that, and then right below is its carrying case if I want to disassemble it, put it in its carrying case, and then inside here there is both a weapons cleaning kit. I got Ear Pro earplugs and a Ziploc bag of more additional shotgun rounds and 22 long rifle rounds. So I've got a decent amount. So probably about 50 410 shotgun. I got another Surefire battery for the red dot sight. I got a couple different earplugs, and probably about another 20 or so 22 long. So nearly 100 22 long rifle rounds, and probably about another 15 to 20 410 shotgun rounds in there. So, and then the carrying case itself, which then I can, tear apart, load up, and throw in either in my vehicle or in my lockbox container. So, this is a sort of a decor shelf thing, but as you can see, I have a decanter set, and then a variety of decor things. I've got a very sharp knife dagger here that's painted. I've got more things in the back here of my 64-ounce cider bottles that is emergency extra water. So
I've got more Crown Royal bottles that are water, an actual thing of decanter full of the Blackberry Crown Royal right now, which is really good. Um, I've got other utensil cups and stuff. I've got a masher, what do they call this? Mortar pastel, large bowl, which could come in handy for medicinal purposes. I've got even more 64-ounce glass jugs. You know, this is last, you know, one person, one day. They say 1 gallon, which is 64 ounces. So that's, you know, good. One of these is good enough for one person one day. And then down below the bottom for recreation, which is also important for preparedness. And so I've got art supplies, Cards Against Humanity, expansion packs, Supernatural Winchester Brothers and Avengers. I've got Never Have I Ever Original and Family Edition Uno. I've got a thing of Jenga and National Park Monopoly that's unopened, and a thing of wooden poker chips and nice poker cards. Thing of Chirp Wheel. I got the big one in my living room and the small one here and the medium one in my car. Okay, down below here, I've got a hiking little lower back. It's kind of like a fanny pack kind of thing for hiking. It's even got good full-blown shoulder straps and everything. What is this? BP Vision is the brand. So, you know, buckle, strap, and shoulder straps and all of that. You know. So, and then got a good amount of hiking gear in here, sunglass goggles, the Life Straw, the metal ones, and they're fully filled with waterfall water right now. I got some Cliff Bars in here, full first aid kit. There's a fleece cap in there, and then stuff, start a fire, lighters, all that kind of stuff. Next shelf is a variety of, I got some WD-40 that's brand new can. Got some empty 3-in binders and stuff, and notepads and all that. But I do have a lot of, good, useful information here. Tiny house book, people's different tiny house adventure stories, becoming a minimalist, and all that. And then I have a lot of different survival books I've been buying lately. So, No Grid Survival Projects. The Lost Ways, The Forder's Guide to Wild Foods, The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies, Wilderness Long-Term Survival Guide, and then not only do I have all of these on my computer on digits, but then I've got a bunch of other ones that I got for free in a digital format as well when I bought these. So, then we look up above, 1 second. So then, liquor collection, a little bit of wines as well. They're on this wooden box of monkey wood, I believe, from Hawaii. I got a thing of 2006 sweet apple peach German wine, haven't opened. Some of these are collectors. Some of them I use in my decanter, like the seasonal salted caramel Crown Royal. These ones right here are my absolute favorite. Let me show it. It's known as Sapling. You can find it from blackbearwines.com, a liquor store in somewhere, I believe, in Connecticut, I believe, on the East Coast. It's from Vermont. It's one of my favorite liquors. I'm not much of a drinker, but when it comes to this stuff, I really do like it. I mainly use it for basting, for cooking things, and especially bacon and stuff. So you got your maple bourbon whiskey, you got your maple rye whiskey, and then you got your maple cinnamon whiskey. Last time I checked, the cinnamon one used to be the most expensive, and now it's actually a lot cheap. It's cheaper than the other two. I believe this is like $27, $28 a bottle, and these are $36, $37 a bottle for each of these. I mostly use it for cooking. Up above, I've got wines in here, different flavored wines, I think from the Yellowstone National Park area. I got this unique thing of, it's like a wine cider.
barrel-aged apple blackberry wine, Two Towns Cider House. I got that from the Tillamook Creamery in Tillamook, Oregon. This came from near Yosemite National Park when I traveled there on my cross-country road trip. It's pretty much alcoholic apple cider. Maple cream, got that from my Canada trip, I believe, in Canmore or Banff, which are towns are right next to each other. The original bottle, that sapling, when they first opened up, I got there the second day they opened. I found out about them when I was on my cross-country road trip in it's like mid-October 2016. And then a Johnny Walker Black Label and a French cognac up here above that I've never actually had before. So I think that's everything there. Let's move on. Closet. It's where a lot of my either spray paint or vehicle cleaning stuff. Lucas oil stabilizer, for I use a big bottle like that, half of it each time I do an oil change. I've got some tire cleaning stuff, and I got some extra backup LED headlights for my vehicle ready to go at all times. Last area that we're going to cover, and then we'll be done. In my bathroom, we have, one second. So, top drawer, half a box of Chem-Like glow sticks, creams and other things in there. Extra backup toothbrushes. Go to the dentist like half a block away from me every 6 months, and then they give me like a toothbrush, a little tube of toothpaste, dental floss. So I collect those, and I can even add them to bug out bags for giving to other people. I always have a good amount of medications on hand, things of Ricola, cough drops, Dayquil, NyQuil, the newer types. Mucinex, daytime, nighttime Mucinex, Imodium, for lungs, so like an asthma pill, Tums, we got Benadryl, we got the Pepto-Bismol pills, we've got the Chloroseptic for sore throats, Alka-Seltzer, we have Aleve PM, Aleve, extra strength Tylenol. We got kids Tylenol if we need it. If someone comes over. Dayquil, NyQuil pills. So a variety of medications ready to go on hand. I always restock them. Extra towels, like washcloths and stuff. If we have warts, the wart-free stuff. Band-Aids. Pain reliever patches, knee pads, ankle bracelets, extra, shaving for me, a Gillette shaving pack, a big pack. So, in here, we have, I always, because of the pandemic, when everybody was buying up the toilet paper, so I always have 2 full packs of like Charmin, the bigger rolls and all. That last a lot longer. Takes a long time for us to go through. So as soon as like just the other day, I had 2 rolls left out of 1 pack, so just went to the store and bought another full pack. So I've got 2 full packs plus extra 2 right now. I've got a baggie of old, pain medication stuff and laxatives and all that. We found out the sugar-free Jolly Ranchers help you go to the bathroom. So if we're having trouble going to the bathroom for some reason, then got some eye drops in here as well, but a lot of old pain medication that could be possibly used in a desperate situation. I've got like iodine stuff. Let's see, what else we got here for my mom. It's like spray-on deodorant. I got cotton pads, iodine stuff, hand sanitizer, hydrogen peroxide, rubbing alcohol, a backup thing of hand liquid soap. I got 1 up on the sink there and everything. I got all my deodorants, everything. This is pretty much all backup stuff or homemade soap from, this is from the North Shore, Oahu, Hawaii, from the soapsellerhawaii.com. It's the soap seller, North Shore Oahu. Handmade soap. They've been around for over 100 years. I have many different flavors. I've got like half a dozen flavors. I bought like $200 to $300 worth a year ago, and I'm about 2/3 of the way through them. I've got extra soft soap body wash, different flavors. I got another full thing of Listerine. I got 3 additional things of toothpaste. Some cleaning stuff. I've got a big box of ear swabs, a little container that I always constantly refill. And then I got some gloves. I've got some masks. I've got some body washes, aloe vera lotion if need be, backup of deodorant, Axe spray, shampoo and conditioner, backup things of Gillette shaving cream, athlete's foot spray. If I have an electric drill or with power and stuff, I think it's got some extra chapsticks in there, wire brush for cleaning the toilet really well, extra Band-Aids and extra first aid stuff. And if I got an electric drill, I've got the hard cleaning brushes as well. And some good, I got like Drano. I think it's a Drano right there. So if I have a sink that's clogged, and whether I use half of it or a portion or all of it to help deal with the problem, it's pretty much just being really, really prepared for any possible outcome that may eventually, things might get better. Firefighter to police officers, everything that was wrong has calmed down and all that kind of stuff. But it could take a while. So the more you're prepared, the less worried, concerned, scared, depressed, and desperate, So there's all that. One second. Let me put a few things away. Okay. And then last couple of things would be, I've got a good amount of cleaning supplies, about 3 of everything, so half a dozen Febreze bottles, Pledge, Lysol wipes, Windex, Lysol spray. I've got the extra thing underneath the kitchen sink to refill these with the lemon scented. And then one of the very last things that I have to show off would be this. And it is a water bob. And pretty much what a water bob is 100 gallons worth that hopefully, as long as your bathtub is probably already cleaned and the water is still running, you put this in there, you fill it with scalding hot water, let it cool down, and then there's even a hand pump and stuff. And then this is step 1, 2, 3. You put it in there, you fill it up, let it cool down, and then there's that hand pump right there. So there's an additional 100 gallons of emergency water in a sealed container, and I believe this water bob is like about $30-$40 on Amazon. So, and this one hasn't even been used yet. So with that, I think that covers just about everything for my emergency preparedness, home emergency preparedness and readiness advice video. And altogether, the amount of water, amount of liquids that we already have. Let's say that water was already shut off. Can't fill up this water bob. Well, no, I lose out on 100 gallons right there. They say, 1 gallon per day per person. And then, so depending on the size of your family, and also do you have pets? It's another thing to think about. But then, so I have currently right now at all times of non-alcoholic drinks, of liquids, just water, soda, juices, ciders, everything that is non-alcoholic. We have currently right now, depending on what we have in our fridge is the big question, juices, sodas, milk, all that. We have at all times between about 60 to 70 gallons worth of liquids ready to go. So we have enough for right about 30 to 34 days for 2 people. And, we could cut down a little bit, so maybe 5-6 weeks worth automatically. If I'm able to fill up this water bob in the bathtub, there's an additional 100 gallons. So then we'd have 160 to 170 gallons. So that's why I'm considering going to get 1 or 2 more 5-gallon water jugs, because I have the silicone double sealed lids from Amazon. I have 2 more of those I could use. and then maybe 1 to 2 more 15-gallon water barrels from Sportsman Warehouse. And then that's an additional 30, 35 to 40 additional gallons right there. So then we would have over 100 gallons automatically at all times. So the big question on emergency preparedness is, do you survive the initial natural disaster? Where are you? Can you get home? Is your home damaged, destroyed, obliterated? But if it's not, if you survive the initial natural disaster and then you can get your to home, what do you have for emergency preparedness in a variety of areas? Both first aid, hygiene, water is really important, backup food, and you also have to prioritize, kind of be like Will Smith off the I Am Legend zombie survival movie. He goes and collects supplies from all over the place, but then he prioritizes, he organizes them, he takes inventory, and he puts the things that are going to expire first, that he needs to use up first, in the very front of all the cabinets. He doesn't want to, use the things that are going to expire really quickly last. So he's got to prioritize. He's got to do inventories, constant inventories, and write them down. Have a good list. Inventories are important, and prioritize what you're eating, how much you're eating, what you're drinking, how much you're drinking. That's all very, very important. One of the last things that I want to go over is I have a 3x5 card list right here, and pretty much of additional things that I do not have that I would love to get here in the near future over the next year or two, but it's going to take like $5,000 to $7,000 to get everything. The biggest thing is a solar generator. Probably I'm leaning towards either EcoFlow or Blue Eddy, the two top brands right now. And so, but other things, a GoSun Fusion oven. The GoSun is the company, Fusion is the specific one. They have a variety of different, they're like solar stoves, solar ovens. And this one fluctuates in price between $400 to $500. Unfortunately, unless I can find it somewhere else, I don't think I'm going to be able to get the Wind Lily wind turbine. That's the Water Lily company. I think they went out of business. Blue Eddy solar generator, 300 watt to a 3,000 watt to a 6,000 watt, is between $3,350 to $5,200, and that's with adapter. And then I have to find adapter cables to be able to hook those solar generators up to my different off-grid devices like the Water Lily. Solar kettle thermal flask. So it's kind of like the solar oven, but it's for water. So solar kettle, that's about $80 on Amazon. Don't need that. Vulcan snow chains, 2 pairs, each pair about $350, so $700. And these Vulcan snow chains online are some of the highest quality snow chains. For each one to add it to your set it up and secure it to your tire takes like 7 seconds. They're very quick. Open up, put it on, and then lock down with a push button with your foot, and then you just move your tires a little bit and it automatically adjusts themselves. So that's why they're so expensive. Garmin GPS communication device. It's like a GPS locator, but also you can use it like a little text messaging device, almost like a little iPod phone, old school phone, and those are between $150 to $250, or another version of that is Zoleo, Zoleo, that's about $200. Saker rechargeable camping fan. That's not super major priority, but $140. Other than my, 2-in-1 Savage Model 42 takedown up and over rifle, I would like to go a little bit more tactical later, but it's still like a 22 rifle, just more tactical. A ZK-22 bullpup stock kit. It's pretty much a Ruger 1022
the guts of it put in a like a P90 a stock, and it's called a ZK22. And that altogether would be about $350. And then of course the Ruger BX25 mags, that whole, like, 25 each. Those are like $38 a piece. So several of those. Life Straw Community Autofill Water Jug. So it's a ginormous, like, 5-gallon water jug. Put like I think it was like 30 to 50,000 gallons worth of water, with a pour spout and everything, kind of like a Gatorade water jug, the orange with the white lid and all that. So you go to, collect nearby water, mud puddle, creek, anything that's fresh water, put it in there, and then it'll automatically filter. So it's a big water jug from Life Straw. I think it was like 40, 50,000 gallons you could filter without changing the filter, and that's about $395. High quality Libio V GoGo DF-585 LED camping lantern, $70 from Amazon. It's like a multi-tool LED camper. It's like a radio and stuff, emergency radio and all that. But it's a LED light camper, and I think it's a battery pack, a USB plug-in, has a lot of functions to it. And this Browey, BROWEY portable power station with 30-watt solar panels. That's $530. I've seen a lot of cool stuff lately. I think even from the Go Sun company, they have it's like a generator slash cooler freezer fridge device. They have a full sink set up. That's like a origami fold up thing, and has solar panels on the actual table, and a sink, and a bunch of other things. You can hook up your full Go Sun thing. It's like a full off-grid go camping kitchen setup, and it can get expensive though. It's I think a couple of grand. So that would be pretty awesome to have on like the back balcony porch and all that. So you're talking like an additional, to get almost everything for emergency preparedness, you're talking, at least 5,000, even the generators a little over 5,000, so 5,500 up to $7,000-8,000. If I got like nearly everything on this list, then I think I would have nearly everything covered. I wouldn't mind also getting a higher quality survival rifle, like a Marlin 1894. It's like a 45 Magnum caliber. I think that's what Chris Pratt character from Jurassic World, when they first get loose, the genetically modified dinosaur gets loose, and he is running around with Bryce Dallas Howard's a character is running out in a dress and everything, and he's tracking and seeing that this dinosaur that has been genetically created is hunting for sport and killing everything in its path. That specific rifle that he's carrying is the type of weapon, a more powerful survival rifle that I wouldn't mind getting. I know in the John Wick 4 movie, the Mr. Nobody had a modified version of one of those, but it was specially created by a special company that created like a dozen versions, and it was like more tactical, like assault rifle looking, and you could split it in half too for the Marlin 1894, but it was 45 caliber. So I would definitely like to get something like that to slowly keep building on my firearm collection slowly over time. So that is, I think, all that I have. I hope that you enjoyed this overall video. Sorry for all the moving and shaking of the tripod, but I had to move it around to a lot of different areas, different angles and everything to show everything off. So if you like this video, please hit like, please hit subscribe. Make any positive comments or advice, what I can do to improve my home preparedness and readiness. for my home and apartment. And hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it gave you some good ideas on to think about emergency preparedness management for your home. It covered different areas, so, firearms, bladed weapons, what emergency ration foods of a variety of types that last a long time on the shelves, backup water supplies, especially for how many living creatures, humans and animals, are in your home. Backed up emergency food for your pets if you have them. Do you even have baby formula and extra baby food and all that kind of stuff? Jerky and fish jerky and normal jerky and all that kind of stuff. Canned things, jarred things, dehydrated foods, Cliff bars, things that can last a long time on the shelf. The more you prepare, the less worried, scared, concerned, afraid, nervous, stressed out you are, and the more prepared you are in preparedness planning, products, or both, you will recover 4 to 5 times faster compared to those who do not prepare at all. And you can also have extra items to barter with and trade for more supplies later on. And you can help out your friends or neighbors if you want to, but that is completely a personal choice. FEMA Red Cross says that pretty much those who prepare, will be better off. You'll recover faster. You won't have to spend as much money. Actually, Hurricane Harvey down in southern Texas several years ago, there was an event that happened. A guy, head of the household, a man of the house, took a chance of preparedness, bought a newer product from New Orleans, Louisiana, called an aqua dam. And it was like it cost him $8,300, like a giant, enormous, super big, thick bicycle intertube that he wrapped around his house, filled up with a hose, and it's like a giant aqua sandbag. And he spent $8,300. All of his friends, family members, neighbors, everybody was making fun of him and telling him he wasted his money and it was the dumbest thing that he's ever bought in his life. And yet his was the only home not damaged by the flood waters of Hurricane Harvey. I think he had like one broken window from flying debris. Otherwise, his was the only home in the area not damaged. If it had gone 1 or 2 feet higher, it would have gone up and over this aqua dam. But you could even, with inside the aqua dam, you have floodwaters on the outside. On the inside, you could still see his green grass. And so it was an easier setup than filling a bunch of sandbags and then creating a mountain-high wall of sandbags. So it was quicker setup and tear down. And he's like, I spent $8,300 and I ended up saving myself at least $150,000, if not more, in damages and recovery fees. That's a 95% savings rating. So he proved what FEMA and Red Cross statistics said. For every $1 you spend on preparedness, preparedness products, planning, or both, you will save somewhere in the realm of $4 to $16. He proved it by being more prepared. I myself have done things like that. In spring of 2018, I got my traded in my first '09 Hyundai Sonata car. Got my current car, a Hyundai Kona, and then I went on a Canada road trip after one of my college semesters. So after going from Colorado Springs, Glacier National Park, Montana, up to Canmore, Banff, Alberta, Canada, then headed west to Whistler, BC, Canada, then headed south back to Washington State to my hometown where my brothers were. While I was staying with my brothers, I heard on a YouTube news video that southern Colorado Springs, where I lived at the time, got hit by a major severe hailstorm. And so they had hail, depending on where you were, anywhere from golf ball all the way up to softball-sized hail. And then, so I have a new car, making payments on it. I'm also a Lyft driver, part-time while I'm in school, full-time while I'm not in school. And so I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, what if I was there? What if my car either was a total loss, I would be totally screwed financially, and then I'm also going to school. I'd have to take public transportation, and even if it wasn't a total loss damage, it was repairable. There are so many. Everybody in the entire like Southern Colorado Springs area is going to be taking their cars to the shop. Now it's a massive, long time waiting game. So I'm thinking to myself, my deductible for repairs would be $500 for my coverage. Why don't I think ahead about preparedness? Why don't I look into 21st century? I've seen stuff on Shark Tank coming out, and I know I've seen stuff like a little like a car cover, and then if a good enough little it has a sensor and a good enough hit from a dropping of an apple or hail or whatever, it automatically inflates and it'll stay inflated for like 20 minutes or whatever. So there's these different products out there, and so it would be worth the investment. Look at into 21st century products and then prices and what can it do and all this other kind of stuff. So I found an item called Landmodo, Vehicle Deployable Umbrella System. And the biggest version, key remote control automatic instead of a pull pin. You pull the pin, open it, put the pin back in, suction cup down to the top center of the car. And I got the key remote version. They just need to be recharged every now and then, maybe after every 100 days or so. And then, so I bought it, spent $350. So it was an investment. The biggest question is, do you deploy it at the right time? So then 2 months later after buying this device, normal hail is starting to come through, normal BB size hail, not a big deal. So I was like, oh, it's starting to hail again. You know, summer times in the central United States can be very dangerous, not like tornadoes and all that windstorms, but major hail as well, and thunder, lightning. So I went out, I deployed it. 20 minutes later, we had between golf ball to baseball size hail at my apartment complex. But my vehicle deployable umbrella, large version, which extends past all four corners and strapped down, two in the front, two on each side, two in the back, with like almost like cargo strap kind of straps. And so the big question is, does it withstand the wind? But the product that caught my eyes in the commercial of this Landmodo vehicle umbrella was people like on the fourth, fifth floor taking solid bricks and throwing it down as hard as they could onto this umbrella many times, and no damage happened. So I invested in it, and it totally paid off. I saw people running out there, my apartment complex, with either cardboard over their head and more cardboard to throw on their cars, or full like twin mattress or an air mattress or something, going out there having something over their head to protect themselves, but then to throw something on the car to try to lighten how much damage is happening to it. Broken windshields, good sized dents, and all that. And then when everything subsided and then they're looking over their cars in my corner of my apartment complex in Colorado Springs, they look over and see my vehicle that's brand spanking new. It's like not even 100 days old, no damage to it whatsoever. And then not only that, I was a rideshare driver, Lyft rideshare driver. There was only like me and three other Lyft rideshare drivers, and maybe 3 or 4 Uber drivers in the entire Colorado Springs area that still had vehicles that were not damaged from these hailstorms. So I was getting fare after fare after fare after fare. I think I made my $350 back in like 3 to 4 days. So it's that whole preparedness thing. I had the idea, thinking ahead. I got this product. It protected my car. Well worth the investment. Saved me a ton of money, time, energy, and money, and I made all my money back. It benefited me by thinking ahead and being prepared. So a couple examples of what all this does. So definitely look into this. Think more about home preparedness. If you gotta be stuck at home, another pandemic happens, natural disaster, everybody's like, stay at home, don't go anywhere, whatever, for whatever reason. It's like martial law or whatever, or it's World War III, Civil War, whatever. But also high quality 24, 48, 72 hour bug out bags, maybe a bug out bag at your office work, a lightweight version, them in your vehicles, more vehicle preparedness. I have YouTube videos on that as well. Vehicle preparedness and readiness advice video, types of products to keep in your glove compartment, underneath your seats of your car, in the back trunk area, little hidden compartments. If you have like a lockbox container on the top, like Thule lockbox container, like I have, emergency products, backup preparedness products up in there as well, like gas can and bottled water and maybe a military cot and a tent and anything else. I got a little electric chainsaw that works really well, battery pack chainsaw, all that kind of stuff. So that's all I have. So I hope you like this video. Sorry if it's a little long, and please hit like, subscribe, make any comments. How could I do better next time? All right. Have a good spring and summer and a good year. All right, and watch out for yourself. All right, man. Bye.